I'm talking to Tricia Barnet, of Tourism Concern, at the launch of Tourism Concern's report on human rights and the tourism industry. Now, as we all know, Tourism Concern is on the ropes at the moment. They've only got enough money to get them through the next few months. Tricia, why should the travel industry support such a vociferous organisation as Tourism Concern? Tell me.
We provide the UK tourism industry with an opportunity to take a leadership role globally in looking at responsible tourism. Tour operators need to distinguish themselves. There's such a plethora of operators out there, such a plethora of businesses, that if they want to find a way, which they should do, to distinguish themselves, it's by responding to these issues and developing policies on human rights that they can put into their business practices. They shouldn't be frightened of it. They should be able to rise to a good challenge.
So what you're saying is that tourism can do a great job in helping people if it's going in the right direction. But at the moment, there are too many human rights abuses that actually give the industry a very bad name. And the industry should support Tourism Concern in putting these abuses to rights.
That is absolutely correct. The industry does have an opportunity to change. It's already taken a first step on a ladder in relation to environmental issues. It now has to take the next step up and really put its money where its mouth is and show us that it's socially responsible, not just use the language. Because our language has been, in a way, taken over by the tourism industry, and it talks a huge amount about responsible tourism. But hey, we really need to have to see it happening.
And of course, we should remember that it was Tourism Concern that first launched the report on CSR in the tourism industry some years ago.
Yeah, we were the first organisation anywhere in the world, I think, to raise the issue of corporate social responsibility and put it on the industry's agenda and produce.
Now we've got Helena Kennedy here as well.
Baroness
and
Helena.
Baroness Helena Kennedy, I'm terribly sorry. Baroness Helena Kennedy, who is one of the world's great human rights lawyers. So you've been involved in this campaign with Tricia, and you did a radio programme last weekend.
Yeah.
What's your take on it all?
Of course there are going to be aspects of the tourist industry which are going to be simply concerned with making a maximum amount of profit. But I don't believe that's the majority of it. I think that people, by and large, do care about how they conduct their lives. And I think that most people do want to function ethically. And a lot of this is about making people aware of how often others are suffering as a consequence of what is often seen as being something that's positive. We've all been sold the idea that tourism actually brings a great deal of income into developing countries. But what we've been seeing more recently is that often it's siphoning money out, and that the people who are not benefiting are the local people. So I think that there are two things going on here. One is that around the world, and around the developed world, there's a growing sense that ethics matter. That we want to be living our lives according to a set of values which are respectful of other people. And so I think people do want to go to other countries to travel, but they want to do it mindful of how others are living, and they certainly don't want to be adding to the suffering of others. And I think that the tourist industry could benefit from that knowledge that actually the majority of people when they travel do not want to be doing bad things to others. So they could really make that one of the offers, which is we can provide you with travel, but which is travel which is respectful of the peoples whose countries you're going to. And I think that ethical component is something that, you know, the tourist industry should be taking the challenge of. And I also think that it will actually provide them with even more people interested in their services. I would always be much more interested in travelling with people who were going to be putting things back into the community, concerning themselves with how people are making a decent living. And I would rather pay a little bit more to make sure that that's what's going on. And I think the majority of travellers feel the same.
And you feel it's a really good thing to support Tourism Concern in making sure that this happens?
I want tourism concern to be something that's known about much more widely by travellers, but also I think that it's a challenge to the tourist industry that I think that they should know more about it, and they should actually around their boardroom tables be saying, what can we do to actually show that our corporate governance, our way of doing business is socially responsible? And in doing that, you end up reaching a wider, much more satisfied customer, rather than actually doing things that are documented in this incredible report. So I want to pay a tribute to Tourism Concern. I think that they're making us aware of things that we've often not even thought about. And they're actually giving us, sharpening our antennae, making us aware of what's going on. And I think that's how change comes about in our world.
Thank you very much.